My internet sucks so fucking bad. Look at this shit. I can't even do anything. This is fucking stupid. Hello? What the fuck is this shit, dude? Oh my fucking god. So apparently AT&T has these data cap things where they only allow you to use so much internet per month, and then they like kind of cut you off. And I guess this is going on here. I have no fucking clue because it's terrible. It's barely playable. I don't know what to do. Now, earlier in the day it was kind of fine, but today, well, right now it's fucking shit. Just having a bad night, man. First world problems, I know. My internet's not clean cut like I want it to be. And I'm pissy, but you know what? I pay for a service and I should get said service, not something minimal. Speaking of bad nights, Friday night was probably one of the worst nights I've had in a long time. I live in the St. Louis area, Missouri. We had an ice storm. I wouldn't even call it an ice storm. It's like it got so cold out that the kind of drizzle that was happening throughout the day froze over and just it made it terrible to drive on. I work on cars every day, all that kind of stuff. I'm a mechanic, whatnot, and I know that okay, you can have really good tires on your car or four-wheel drive, what have you. It's not going to help you on ice. It's just not going to happen. So how it all started off bad was I was at work. Fridays are payday. Well, every other Friday is a payday. This Friday it just happened to be a payday. The rule at our work is 2 o'clock on Friday. If you do not have direct deposit, is the time you get your check. Why 2 o'clock, I don't know. It's just the rule. It's been like that for a while now. One of the guys that was off came up around noon to get his paycheck, and you know, me joking with him was like, hey, you know, you can't get your paycheck till 2. He's like, F that, man. I'm getting my paycheck now. I'm out because it's getting bad out. I go, getting bad out? He goes, yeah, the roads are starting to ice over and get all freezy and shit. Earlier in the day, I heard, you know, it was gonna get cold out and snow and shit like that, but I didn't hear anything about ice. So, you know, I'm sitting there messing with him. No, you can't get it till 2. Don't care, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no. He's like, fuck that. I'm getting my shit. I'm leaving. I'm, you know, going home. I'm not gonna stay out in this stuff because it's gonna get bad. I kind of shrugged it off, but then, you know, it kind of got me curious because he seemed really serious. So I got on my phone and I was looking up the weather and all that, and there was a weather advisory for, I don't know how else to put it. There was a weather advisory out for ice. So I go to my manager. I'm like, hey man, I was like, can I get out of here early, you know, because it's kind of getting pretty bad out. He goes, oh, no, you'll be fine, you know, just drive slow, drive safe, all that kind of stuff. He's like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, just drive safe, blah, blah, blah. So I was just like, oh, you know, maybe he's right, you know, maybe in the back of my head, I'm overthinking this, I'm getting paranoid and stuff like that. No big deal. So come 5 o'clock-ish, I go out to start my car to let it warm up, and I get out there and I look and there's frozen over ice over my entire car, and I'm like, oh boy. And it's a thin layer. It's not like a huge massive layer to where it's going to take 20 hours to thaw or anything like that, you know? I was like, oh man, dude, if the roads are like this, dude, that is not fucking good. So I start my car, go back inside, and kind of, you piece of fucking shit. Dude, oh, I'm gonna puke. Get in my car and start driving. Well, the road out in front of my work was at a dead stop. No bullshit. Dead stop. And the speed limit on that road, I think, is 45 or 50, and there are cars lined up for fucking miles. I wasn't even on this side of the fucking map. Oh, I'm calling some fucking internet provider tomorrow and bitching about this. So anyways, I ease my way into the traffic, and it's moving kind of slow, but it's moving. I just figured people out there were driving cautiously because they heard about the bad weather coming and all that kind of stuff. Dude, this gameplay is going to be so painful to watch, and I apologize. What? Well, I get onto the highway from this road, and it looked okay. I'm still driving pretty cautious because I know what the parking lot was like, and I know what the other road that I was on was like. So I'm still driving pretty cautious and all that kind of stuff. So I maybe get less than a half a mile down to the highway, and then I see the line of cars. Oh my god, just thinking about it makes my fucking head hurt. But there was no turning back. I was stuck on the highway. It's not like I could turn around and go the wrong way on the highway, you know. I was stuck. I had to fight through it. So that's exactly what I did. I just sat in this traffic from the on-ramp I got onto to the next exit is 1.5 miles. I'm just gonna cut this story kind of short because it took me 5 hours. 5 fucking hours to move 1.5 miles. And at one point it got so bad that I had to, okay, so it's 2-lane highway on each side. So you got 2 lanes over here, 2 lanes over here. And in the middle It's kind of like a grass. I wouldn't call it a median. It's just a patch that runs in between the highways. It's just grass, and it's kind of slopes down and then comes up. And it got so bad that I started spinning out on one section of the highway. So there was a section in the line of cars that kind of split, and from the front of that line, I was maybe 7 cars back, and then it was just like open highway. I don't know what happened. And as each car kind of eased their way forward, you know, kind of like you're waiting in line for lunch or whatever, you know, you just kind of, you pause, let the guy go in front of you. Pause, let the guy go in front of you. And I made my way to the front finally. Well, I started going, and I could feel my car just kind of starting to slide down. The ass end of my car was starting to slide down towards that grass embankment, and I'm doing everything in my power to kind of just fight it. You know, I'm not giving it too much gas, spinning out or whatever. It was ice. Like, your good tires, your 4-wheel drive, whatever, is not going to help you on ice. You just slide. I slid into the grass median, and I was driving in that grass median because it was grass and some gravel in there. So I was driving on that for a little bit, and finally found a patch that was kind of non-slopey to where I could get up back on the highway and ease my way over to the far right shoulder. That is all happening within this 5-hour period. Now, I left my work at 5:15 and I didn't get home until midnight. A 20-minute drive from my house to my work turned into a 7-hour, I don't know what you want to call it, adventure, because it was an adventure. It was scary as shit. I was nervous. I was getting a headache. I don't know. It was scary shit. And thankfully, man, so I don't really normally listen to radio. I plug my phone into my radio. But this time, you know, while all this was going on, I was kind of just sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what? I need to, like, find, like, a FM radio station or AM radio station that's got some news about what's happening, because it's bad out. And it wasn't just me, you know, out there. There was thousands of other people out there stranded. So I started flipping through the radio stations, trying to find anything remotely close to, you know, news or updates about what's going on. And as I'm flipping through, it stopped on a radio station that plays country a lot. Oh, hit marker. Jesus fuck. I don't listen to country music at all. I hate it. I don't like country music. But I stopped on this radio station because I heard him say Black Ice Friday. After I hear those words, I stop and I listen, you know. And he's like, okay, what's your name? Tell me where you're from. He was taking calls from people that were stuck in this, just like me. Okay, what's your name and where you from, and or where you at, blah blah blah, where you traveling to, you know, things like that. You want the details. Yeah, so people were calling in saying, hey, I'm on this highway, I'm traveling here, or I'm on this highway and I'm traveling there, and you know, just giving information about what's going on. And I guess to kind of ease everyone's panic too, and he was like, if you have a good clean joke, he's like, tell us, we want to hear it. You know, just try to get people's minds off this. Now, mind you, I've been sitting in my car for probably about 3 or 4 hours now after I find this radio station, and I'm sitting there listening. I want to know what's going on. I want to know where people at. I want to know if someone called in where I was at, or if someone was a little bit ahead of me to tell me, you know, if it was clear farther up or it got worse. Trying to find out some information. So after a couple hours of sitting on the shoulder and all the cars disappeared and everything like that, I kind of watching YouTube, watching Netflix, trying to distract myself and make the time pass, because it was getting warmer out. So that means like the ice is gonna melt and all that kind of stuff, and it was kind of still drizzling. So the, you know, warmer weather with the ice on the ground and the drizzle in the air, whatever, is gonna melt the ice, is what the guy kept saying on the radio, and it was true. And the thing is too, it's not like this, like the snowplows and all that kind of stuff didn't know about this, because they did. It's just there was so much traffic out there and people were at a dead stop that they couldn't get to the places where it was really bad. Where I was at, I was in front of a little hill, and I knew I was not gonna make it up that hill. Oh, damn, that flick shot though. This one guy came up in a plow truck with a big salt spreader thing on the back and all that kind of stuff. He walked up to the car in front of me, and I'm guessing by the way he was talking to this person that it was an elderly lady. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see the person in the car or anything. He was just instructing her, you know, hey, turn your wheels towards me, let off the brake, don't give it too much gas, blah 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 blah, just let the car do the work. And he was clearing people out. He was saying go, because I've got this side of the highway and that side of the highway moving again. Finally, he was in front of me, luckily, and if he wasn't in front of me, I don't know if I would have made it up this hill. And it wasn't a huge hill, but with the ice being on the ground, it felt like a huge hill. Finally got up the hill, sitting there, dead stop still, and I look over the crest of the hill, and there's a 18-wheeler, kind of half shoulder, half lane, just kind of cockeyed. He didn't wreck or anything, he just slid and stopped. Yeah, so I started making my way down the hill a little bit, very, very, very slow, and I was sliding. I was freaking out because there's cars next to me and behind me, and I'm I'm just trying to keep control of my truck to where I don't slide off the road or I don't slide into another car. I think that's one of the main things, like, why you're so nervous is because you don't want to hit another car. Because if you hit another car, then you got to stop, get their information, and that's just more time wasted, you know? Like, you don't want any other problems. You're just worried about this ice, worried about driving safely, and you hit another car, then you have to worry about that problem too. Finally, I make it to the exit that's a mile and a half away from the exit that I got onto, and I got off the exit just fine. And then I kind of looked up ahead at the highway still, and cars are moving significantly faster than what the cars behind me were moving. So I got back on the highway, and I did 40 miles an hour the entire way home, and it was fine. Yeah, I was still very cautious about driving because I knew there were some ice spots still out there. Made it home finally at midnight. I guess I lived to fight another day. But yeah, it was terrible because I was stuck in my vehicle for 7 hours with no food or water. I had to resort to pissing in a cup. It's not like I can get out of my car, go on the side of the highway, and just take a piss in front of everybody. Hundreds of people. And dude, just to drive the next day to work too, there were so many. I think I counted 15 wrecked cars on my way to work the next morning. What the? Hello? I don't know how much more I can take of this lag shit. I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I actually want to get some decent sleep tonight and come at it tomorrow. You know, I'm so fucking tired. Yeah, we won. Oh, that was so fucking close. Anyways, yeah, that was just my little story about Black Ice Friday, I guess we'll call it. I don't know. It's been Howie, guys. Thanks for watching. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, maybe recommend my channel to someone that you think would enjoy this kind of content, and you know, try and make this channel grow for the better. Record and do kind of things that you guys want to see. I'm open to suggestions and things like that. So, as always, peace, bitch.